Hello friends, I am Dr. Pratik Sanodia, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Agronomy, Institute of Agriculture Sciences, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. Today I welcome you in the first lecture of week 4th, Insect Management and Harvesting of our course Basic Agronomic Practices. So, in this course we will know how insect pests are damaging our crops, especially we will discuss all the major staple food like rice, wheat and maize of our country. So, as we know there are biotic and abiotic factors which causes the economic yield into the crop production of different crops like cereals, pulses and oil seeds. So, insects are one of them, that is another biotic factor which causes economic yield, economic losses into our yield. Insect pests are the major biotic constraint or the limiting agricultural productivity not only in India but worldwide. So, how these crops, cereals and oilseeds can be protected with a wide range of insect pests, because they are showing some damaging symptoms. So, if we are able to understand or we are able to know what are the damaging causes, what are the damaging symptoms of these insects or pests, we can manage them very easily. So, at the different growth stages they cause significant yield losses both in the field and during storage also. Whenever we will be cutting or we will be finishing our harvesting process, then we will get the fresh grain yield, and once we will go for storing this grain yield or grains, there might be some storage losses. So, there are different type of causes of insect pest for damaging our human well-beings, particularly our crops, our grains. So, there are some damaging includes defoliations, means the rupturing or damaging of the leaf portion that is responsible for photosynthesis in the crops. Then sucking of the sapes, or we can say the liquid portion that is present in the form of cell sape, that can be also absorbed by different type of aphids, or we can say different type of pest. Sometimes they can bore into stems, and if our stem is damaged by them, there might be again the attack of any fungal diseases. Then pods also in different type of pulses like pigeon pea, moong bean, urd bean, they are having different type of pods. So, their pod can be damaged by insect after feeding. Ultimately, there will be transmitting of the viral or bacterial diseases. So, we have to check how we can overcome these problems day by day. So, there might be some effective insect pest management that could be economically viable. We have to minimize these losses in economic sustainable manner, and we can say our environmentally friendly manner, so that there might be less harm to our environment also, and the management will be sustainable, it can persist for a long time. So, we have to search that type of strategy for managing insect pest in a holistic approach that combines several compatible methods like cultural, mechanical, biological and chemical controls to keep the pest population below the economic threshold level. Economic threshold level means ETL. It emphasizes by the pest monitoring, use of different resistant varieties, conservation of natural enemies and judicious use of pesticides. So, these are the some important strategies or steps of the effective insect pest management by which we can minimize their infestation or their numbers in our crop field area as well as in storing halls also. So, there are different cereal crops like rice, wheat, maize, these are the major staple food crop of the India. Then pulse crop like chickpea, pigeon pea, moong bean, these are also important for the protein diet in the human beings. Then oil seed crops like mustard, groundnut, soybean. So, these are the oil seed crops which are required for cooking of different meals. So, these all are vital source of food, nutrition and economic security, or we can say these all are the backbone of Indian economy. So, we have to manage all the insect pests which are causing some losses into these type of crops, so that our economy can be safe, and protecting these crops from insect pest is therefore essential during the ensuring food security, farmers income and ecological balance. So, these are some important things under the insect pest management. Now, we will discuss the principles of insect pest management. So, in the principles we know that it based on the understanding the pest biology and ecology. If we are able to know the biology of the particular insect, or how in which type of ecosystem it can survive or it can enhance its population, then we will be very peculiarly good to manage the those type of problems into different crops. So, how they interact with the environment, and using this knowledge to manage pest population in an economically viable, or we can say ecologically sound and socially acceptable way. So, we have to think for those type of strategies. So, there is one strategy, that is the integrated pest management, where we can go for different type of combination of the cultural, mechanical, biological and the different type of other methods in a environment, in a good environment. So, in integrated pest management, generally we focus about the prevention, monitoring, thereafter integration of multiple control tactics under rather than sole reliance on a chemical pesticides, so that we can save, or we can save our resources also, we can keep safe our environment also by using these integrated manner of the insect pest management. So, here first we will discuss about the prevention and the suppression. So, in the first step, to prevent the pest outbreaks, we can go for different type of agronomic practices, like we have to use some resistant or tolerant variety against the insect pest attack, then follow the crop rotation and intercropping, so that life cycle of insect pest can be broken easily. Then maintain field sanitation by removing the crop residue and weeds that harbor the insect pest. They provide shelter to survive those type of pests. We have to clean the field, then practice timely sowing and harvesting to avoid peak pest periods. If we are growing any pulses or oilseed timely or in early sowing, then we can escape the infestation period. So, this is a very good strategy or agronomical prevention measure. Then if there is attack of insect pest, we have to go for surveillance or monitoring. So, what is we will cover in this? We have to regular go for field scouting to help the early detection of the pest. We have to know which type of pest is coming in our man field. Then use of light traps, pheromone traps and sticky traps for monitoring the pest populations. We will install light traps. It is a, we can say, environmentally suitable mechanism, where we are not using any kind of insecticides, just we are putting lights in the form of different traps in a particular growing area, so that the female insects or the male insects can be attracted towards the light and they will catch up in that particular trap. Then we will identify which type of pest is coming in our field. Otherwise, we will go for pheromone trap, where we will keep some female insects, those will attract the male insects into the particular traps, and we will collect and know which type of pest is coming. Otherwise, we will keep some sticky traps for the capturing of those type of insect, so that we can monitor which type of pest is occurring into the field, around the field or inside the field. So, it will be very good to know the or very good to identify the pest species. Then record the pest incidence and compare with ETL level, economic threshold level, so that we can decide when control measures are necessary. It is required to go for control measure, or it can be managed by without the control measures. So, we will know about the ETL, economic threshold levels. Then after monitoring and surveillance, we will go for the ETL. ETL is the pest density at which control measures should be applied to prevent the pest population from the reaching economic injury level. So, we will keep below insect pest population, so that it cannot be harm our crop, it cannot reach up to that level, that is the injury level. Here how we can do, it helps in avoiding an unnecessary pesticide application and promotes cost effective pest management. So, there is no need to apply some extra chemicals or insecticides for controlling the insect pest, and it will be good for enhancing the benefit cost ratio of the production. So, then thereafter we will go for the integration of multiple control measures. As we have discussed, it is very viably economic, then ecologically sound and good for the environment and compatible to the with each other and the environment. So, we have to look for this IPM integrated pest management strategy. So, these are the principles how we can integrate different type of control methods here. So, we can use the cultural methods, means manipulating crop practices like crop rotation, sanitation and sowing time. So, these are the agronomical measures or cultural measures. Then mechanical or physical control, as there is installation of traps, then hand picking, destruction of the infested part and the berries. So, these are the mechanical measures. Then biological control, conservation and release of natural enemies like parasitoids, predators and pathogens, so that they can reduce or minimize the insect pest population. Then botanical control, use of plant based insecticide like neem extracts. So, these type of strategy will be very effective. Then chemical control, in the last we can go for judicious and need based use of selective and less toxic pesticides. Then in genetic control, developing pest resistant or tolerant crop varieties. So, these are the integration of multiple control methods. Next, conservation of natural enemies. So, we have to conserve or we have to protect, as well as we have to promote the beneficial organisms like ladybird beetles, spiders, lacewings, trichogramma and braconids. So, these are our natural enemies which will feed the insects or which will cause another problem to insects, and their population can be minimized. So, we avoid the broad spectrum insecticides that harm our natural enemies, and then use habitat management practices that support the beneficial insects. So, we have to keep the population in a good manner by using the lesser amount of insecticides, and we have to support the beneficial insects in our environment or in our nearby the crop canopy. Then rational and safe use of pesticides, means apply the insecticides only when necessary, otherwise at the recommended dose. Then rotate the chemicals with different modes of actions, so that there could not be any resistant development against those particular insects or those particular insecticides in that particular type of insects. Then use the selective pesticides that are safer than non-target organisms. So, selective pesticides will kill only the targeted species. Then follow the pre-harvest intervals to avoid pesticide residues. So, these are some rational and safe use of pesticide strategies which we have to follow. Then environmental and ecological considerations. So, IPM aims to maintain ecological balance by reducing the chemical inputs. Here we are minimizing the dose and quantity of the chemical inputs. We have to protect the pollinators, soil organisms and the biodiversity also. Then emphasize sustainability and minimize adverse effects on human health and environments. So, these 7 principles we can follow for the insect pest management. Now, we will see the insect pest management in cereal crops. So, cereal crops like rice, maize, wheat, sorghum, these are the staple diet of millions of people around the world. However, their productivity is severely affected by various insect pest attacks. So, we have to manage those insect pests like borers, hoppers, aphids, army worms. They can cause, and yield can maybe reduce up to 10 to 30% annually. So, sometimes even more than under epidemic conditions also. So, we have to manage by the IPM effective management of these through integrated pest management, so that sustainable production can be procured with this environment safety. So, in the cereals there are major insect pest of cereal crops. In rice crop there is rice stem borer, this is a major insect of the rice, then leaf folder, then brown plant hopper, then gall midge. Then wheat, in wheat termites, aphids and armyworms, these are the major insects. Then in maize, maize stem borer, fall armyworm, soot fly. So, these are the major insects or pest of the different crops rice, wheat and maize. So, how in a integrated pest management, if we will go for cultural management or agronomical, we have to go for timely planting to escape the peak infestation period of the insects. Then we will rotate the crop with again with the different crops, so that the life cycle of the pest can be broken easily. So, this is the crop rotation. Then field sanitation. In the field sanitation we will remove all the stubbles after the harvesting of the crops, because they are providing shelter for the enhancing the population of insect pest, with the weeds also and the volunteer plants, the plants which are coming with after the harvesting of the crop. So, we have to keep free of these all type of stubbles, weeds and volunteer plants to our main field. Then this is the field sanitation. Then water management in rice to maintain intermittent flooding to reduce the stem borer. If we are providing the flooding condition in the rice, there will be less occurrence of the stem borer and plant hopper incidents. So, alternate drying and waiting, this is a good strategy, agronomical method. Then balanced fertilizer, especially we have to avoid the excessive use of nitrogen, because nitrogen can enhance the succulency of the stems, leaves and the whole crop plant. So, if there will be more succulency, it will attract the insects or favor the pest. So, we have to use the resistant varieties, tolerant varieties like IR 64 for brown plant hopper, then HD 269 for aphid in case of wheat. So, these are the some tolerant varieties. Then mechanical and physical control. So, use of light traps and the pheromone traps, these are very important to monitor which type of pest is coming with the mass trap moths, so that we can identify and we can go for particular management. Then hand picking and destruction of the egg masses of infested tillers. So, we have to collect those masses of the tillers and then we will go for destruction of those tillers. Then rogging means we have to remove the off type of plant which are or the volunteer plant which are involving into the harboring of the insect pest in the early stages. Then in the biological control, we will release some egg parasitoids like Trichogramma japonicum for rice stem borer and the maize borers. So, they will feed the these type of borers and minimize their population. Then conservation of natural enemies such as Ceratorinus lividipennis, it is a predator of brown plant hopper eggs. Then leash wings and ladybird beetle and spiders, these are the general predators. Then use of biopesticide like Bacillus thuringiensis and Borrelia bassiana against the caterpillar pest. So, these are the our natural enemies which are feeding the insects and minimizing their population. So, we have to increase their numbers and we have to release time in different time intervals into our field. Then there are next is botanical control. Here we can use neem seed kernel extract 5% or the neem oil based formulations to deter the sucking pest and the caterpillars also. So, this is a very good botanical control. Then we can go for use of Azadirachta based products which are eco friendly and insect growth regulators. So, these are the botanical controls. Then chemical control, in we will adopt the need based and ETL based spraying rather than routine applications. We have to manage it with the different intervals and with the commonly used insecticides like rice, in case of rice chlorantraniliprole, cartap hydrochloride, fipronil. in case of maize imamectin benzoate, spinetoram, then in case of wheat imidacloprid for aphids and chloropyrifos for termites. So, we have to use that these commonly used insecticides for the managing different type of insect pest. Then we will go for host plant resistance. So, we will use some varieties like IR36, IR64 which are resist to rice stem borer and plant hoppers. Then C306 tolerant to wheat aphids and termites. So, these are the different type of crops resistant varieties which can minimize or which are able to tolerate the attack of those insect pests. So, here we will prefer those type of crops or varieties of the crops like in IPM integrated pest management we can save environment safe, we can enhance the economically viable system, then we can reduce the pesticide residues in the grains, then we will manage the or maintain our ecological balance. So, these are different type of managements. So, if we will see in rice different type of methods can be used as we have discussed. We will go for the irrigated, rain-fed upland and deep water conditions for the managing different type of pest. Then rice crop is attacked more than 100 type of insect pest. So, about 15 to 20 are major insect pest of the rice. So, we have to focus first on the management of those 15 to 20 species which are causing the economic damage. Rest can be managed later on then, but major pest includes like stem borer, leaf folder, brown plant hopper, gall midge, rice spy and gandhi bug. So, these are the very important pest of the rice crop we have to manage, otherwise there will be drastic reduction in the yield of the rice crop. So, these pest attack rice from nursery to grain filling stage, then causing yield up to 30 to 40% in severe cases. So, the excessive use of chemical pesticides has lead the different type of problems like pest resistance, resurgence and the environmental pollutions. So, we will go for the integrated pest management approach. So, major insect pest of rice here we can see like rice hispa. It can scraps the leaf surfaces and cause silvery white streaks on the leaves. Then next is rice stem borer, larvae bore into the stem and dead hurts formation is its symptom. Then leaf folder folds the leaves and feed inside and folded leaves with the white streaks can be seen in the symptoms of this attack. Then gall midge, maggots feed on the shoot apex and onion leaf or silver shoot formation can be seen in this infestation. Then brown plant hopper, it sucks sap from the lower leaves of the rice and causes the hopper burn. Plant will be looking like the hopper burning. And green leaf hopper, rice bug and gandhi bug sucks sap from the grains and empty or discolored grain can be seen. So, these are the major symptoms which can be seen into the rice. So, how we can manage the problems into rice? So, we will go for different agronomical practices like deep summer plowing, timely planting, optimum plant spacing, balanced fertilizer use, clean cultivation, drain, excess water. These are the agronomical measures as we have discussed in the cereals pest management. Then we will go for the mechanical and physical methods like light trap, use of light trap, so that we can attract the insect pest, pheromone traps also, clipping of seedling tips, then collection and destruction of the egg masses. So, these are the cultural and mechanical practices. Then in biological we will go for the some egg parasitoid like Trichogramma japonicum against the stem borer, then Chrysoperla carnea against the hoppers, then Crytorthinus lividi penis feeds on the hopper eggs. So, these are all the examples of biological control where we can manage the different type of fungal pathogens of the hoppers also. Then botanical, here NSKE 5% or azadiractin 0.03 to 0.15%. It reduces the feeding and egg laying of the hoppers and leaf folders. Otherwise, we will go for the chemical application like we can go for the stem borer 5%. What is the ETL, economic threshold level? If stem borer is 5% dead hertz or 1 egg mass per meter square is coming, then we can say now we have to go for chemical application. If 10 insects per hill is coming in case of brown plant hopper BPH, then we will go for the chemical spray. Leaf folder 2 damage leaves per hill, then we will go for the chemical control. And what are the chemical control for that? Chlortraniliprole 0.4 G, or we can say 10 kg per hectare is good. Fipronil 1 liter per hectare, imidacloprid 100 ml per hectare, and we have to avoid the spraying of the broad spectrum insecticides early, otherwise there will be chances of resistance against the particular insecticides. Then host plant resistance like IR 36, 64, these are the varieties for the stem borer and the plant hopper. Then PTB 33 against the BPH, TN1 it is susceptible, and check we can go for the attraction of the insects also if we are keeping one control plot for the TN1. Then monitoring and decision making, we have to regular field go for regular field scouting or the monitoring, use light traps, pheromone traps, take the control measures whenever it is required to, if it is greater than ETL level, then we will go for the chemical spray. So, these are the management of rice. Then next is insect pest management in wheat. So, wheat is also an important crop where we can see different type of termites problem, aphids problem, armyworm, soot fly, pink stem borer. So, from germination up to grain filling, we have to reduce the insect pest because they are involving in reducing the plant vigor, tiller numbering and grain weight. So, in case of wheat, we will use different type of strategies. Integrated pest management is also good. It integrates the cultural, biological, mechanical and need based chemical control to achieve this sustainable and eco friendly pest control. So, these are the major attacks: termites, white soot fly, armyworm, aphids, pink stem borer. So, these are the major problems of the wheat. So, we have to manage all these, they are having different nature of the damage or symptoms here. So, we have to see the damage, then thereafter we will decide if it is at the ETL, economic threshold level limit, then we will go for the management of these all the insects. Here we can go in agronomical measures or cultural measures, we have to go for the early sowing of the wheat crop, early sowing or the timely sowing, so that we can escape the attack of soot fly. Then deep summer plowing is very important, so that we can destroy all the pest stages in the soil in the summer month. Then seed treatment with the chlorpyrifos 6 ml per kg for the termite management. Then balanced fertilizer application, so that avoid excess of nitrogen can be minimized. Crop rotation, we can go for pulses and oil seed in the rotation. Then clean cultivation, it will also help in removing the weeds and crop residues. Then mechanical and the physical, here we will use light traps, so then we can attract the moth of armyworm and stem borer. Destruction of the infested tillers, sowing the dead herds, because they will spread the disease into the next coming season. Then remove and burn the infested stubbles after the harvesting, so that the inoculum can be reduced and it cannot be shifted into the next seasons. Then biological control, we can use different type of predators like coccinellid beetle which feed on the aphids. Then Chrysoperla carnea feeds on aphids and jacids. So, these are the predators. Then we can use parasitoids like Trichogramma chelonis against the stem borer eggs, encourage beneficial insects for minimizing the pesticides use. Then botanical, again NSKE or neem oil 2%, that will be very helpful for the controlling aphids and the sucking pest. Then chemical control, if aphids is 10 to 15 aphids per tiller, then we can go for the chemical control. If termite damaging 5% the plants, then we will go for the chemical control. So, here we have different type of insecticides like imidacloprid, chlorpyrifos, malathion. We can use these insecticides for managing different problems like aphids, termites and armyworms. Then we will go for some use of resistant or tolerant varieties C 306, HD 2967, PBW 343. These are tolerants against aphids and the termites, because aphids and termites are the major problems in the wheat. So, these type of varieties have been developed there. Then in the monitoring and decision making, we will go for regular monitoring of the field, then install the light trap for monitoring of the adult activity, take control measures only when ETL is reached. Then these are the advantages of IPM: reduce the cost of pest control, protect the beneficial organism, minimizes chemical residues in grain, maintains the ecological balance and the long term soil health. So, these are the important thing in the integrated pest management. Then in case of maize is also a wonderful crop of the not only the India, but country outside of the world also. It is having different type of problems like stem borer, fall armyworm and soot fly with the aphids. So, these pests can be infested the crop from the germination up to the grain filling stages, and losses in the yield could be seen up to the 40%. So, we have to manage it and we have to minimize the chemical insecticide uses, because there might be pest resistance against the development against the insecticide, then harmful to natural enemies. So, in the maize we will go for different type of IPM practices, integrated pest management. So, these are the major insect pests like maize soot fly, maize stem borer, fall armyworm, corn or earworm, aphids and leafhopper and termites. They cause different type of symptoms like whorl, dead hurt can be seen in case of soot fly, tunnel into stems and weak plants or dead hurts into the case of maize stem borer. Then here we can see roots and the basal stem lodging in case of termites. So, these are the different growth stages when there are different problems. So, we have to manage these problems by the integrated pest management approach in the maize. So, in cultural practices, deep summer plowing should be done, early and timely sowing should be done, balanced fertilizer will be very helpful, crop rotation with the pulses and oil seed will be effective, proper spacing and the irrigation management will be good. Then in mechanical, use of light trap and pheromone trap, hand picking and destruction, clipping and destruction, these are the wonderful strategies by which we can minimize the pest population. Otherwise, we will use some egg parasitoids like Trichogramma chelonis, Trichogramma prateosum, effective against the stem borer and the armyworm eggs. So, these are the biological control. Some predators like Chrysoperla carnea or the coccinellid beetles, these are very important predators. Then biocontrol agents like Bacillus thuringiensis nuclear, polyhedrosis virus for the Helicoverpa armigera, and this BT is used for fall armyworm, and Metarhizium anisopli or Borrelia vatiana for entomopathogenic fungi. Then there are some examples of neem seed kernel extract and Aja directa to repel the or inhibit the feeding of armyworm and borers. Then chemical control, if 5% dead hurt can be seen or 5% infested plant will be found in the field in case of fall armyworm, we will go for these chemical applications like lambda cyhalothrin, imabactin benzoate, these are very effective for different type of insect pest. Then host plant resistance, DHM 117, Ganga 5, Vivek, QPM 9, Prabha, these are against they are having tolerance against the stem borer and armyworm. So, monitoring and decision making is very important for using these all the strategies like regular field scouting at 7 to 10 day interval, use pheromone traps 5 to 10 per hectare, take action only when ETL is reached. And advantages of IPM in the maize can be seen by reduce the pesticide cost and residue in the grains, encourages the beneficial insects, prevents pest resistance and resurgence, and promotes eco-friendly and the sustainable crop production. So, these are the different strategies in case of maize also. So, in this lecture we have discussed about the insect pest management into the cereals, especially in rice, wheat and maize. These are our major staple food crop of our country. So, thanking you all.